first little news is coming from Mail, the Daily Mail or Mail Sport. They have confirmed today, Matty, that Liverpool are looking to add an extra goalkeeper to the squad for next season to add some further competition for the first teamers of Alisson Becker and Kaheem Kelleher. This sort of confirms that Adrian is going to be on the way out. I think I remember hearing a few things a while ago that he's probably going to be returning to Real Betis. One of the team, I think it's Betis, who we come from, a Spanish side, who we come from. You know, there's also been a lot of talks about Kelleher potentially going on loan to get some more game time. I think he's 23. You know, I'm sure he's happy playing backup. He gets his fair amount of games with Alisson picking up the odd knock. But, you know, it's this new keeper, if we do get one, he's not going to be playing at all, is he? You know, maybe he might pick up a few games in friendlies, but that's about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm made up to see the back of Adrian, to be honest with you. But I suppose his experience that's good in the dressing room, so it's the keeper we're going to bring in is going to be someone who's been around the game for a long time. I just hope it's not Ben Foster, you know. I just really hope it's not him. It'll be someone who'll never play, like when we brought Andy Lonergan in. So, and Ben Foster's on a free, so I just hope it's not him. But he'll never play, but someone with experience. You want someone who's won something, really, who can. Then the kids coming through like Peter Luger and stuff, they're looking up to keepers who are proven winners, not just Alisson and Cleve. There's a third one there then who's a proven winner, which Adrian, he is ultimately, because he won us the Super Cup, he has won us things, and that's what you want people looking up to. So hopefully whoever comes in, someone who's won a bit, but just don't let it be Ben Foster.
Would you know? I mean, Tino, I quite like Ben Foster. I watch his videos. I think it's a really interesting insight into, you know, top level football. Yes, it can be a bit cringeworthy, but we know that Liverpool multiple times have denied access to the training grounds from the likes of Amazon Prime, Netflix. You know, I think if Ben Foster was to join, you probably wouldn't get the luxury of walking around.
That's my only issue. I don't want us to have all that on the internet.
Yeah, well, would you not like to know who likes pineapple and ham on the pizzas? It's a question.
Stuff like that, you just don't want other clubs seeing it, do you? Like he films like the goalkeeper training and stuff like that. You don't want other clubs seeing that.
I think he just trains the warm up. From what I've seen, which is not new. Like all goalkeepers have the same warm up. I'm sure Watford have not allowed him to film most parts. You know, we have training videos pretty much every week anyway. So it's, you know, I think as soon as I heard this news, I thought Ben Foster. You know, Tottenham were looking at him. But they're now signing Fraser Forster.
Fraser Forster, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, Tino, would it be the end of the world if we got Foster? He's an experienced goalkeeper. He is not bad either. He's on his day, he's a very good keeper. You know, I can't really remember too many out and out mistakes he's made. But you know, what are your thoughts on Ben Foster? I might well discuss him.
I love Ben Foster. I think as a character, I think he's great. As we've already mentioned, they're not going to play someone who's experienced. The United link kind of puts me off quite a lot. Having played for United earlier on in his career, that's the one thing that puts me off. But as a fan, having someone like that go into the club and potentially giving me more content that I can sort of absorb as a fan, I'd love to see that. As a thinking with my head rather than my heart, I'm thinking if I'm seeing all this content, as we've already mentioned, other clubs could see this content, and I don't really want them to get any ideas. But I'd love him. I think as a character, he'd be great for the squad. I think he reminds me a lot of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in his mannerisms and how he acts. He's a very larger than life character. I think he'd add a lot to the dressing room. On the pitch, he ain't going to add anything, but I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 if I'm being honest. The United link does put me off a lot.
I mean, Jay, he's better than Adrian, isn't he? It's hard not to be better than Adrian at the end of the day. But you know, I'm thinking of this more from a a publicity thing for the club. Do we need Ben Foster being publicity for Liverpool? No, but he has a big YouTube channel. He's an okay goalkeeper. He offers more than just being a third choice. I think his personality would be great in YouTube videos. We've got the biggest YouTube channel out of any club in the world. So, that's a big asset to have him as well. And the fact that he's a Premier League proven goalkeeper is also a bit of a bonus. But if not Ben Foster, who else would you have?
Maybe sign him to do the YouTube to make it better. No, to be fair to Ben Foster, mate, he doesn't have to pull off some worldies. It's not like a world-class goalkeeper or nothing, but every season I've seen him make some ridiculous saves. He has again this season. I'm not really asked about the Man United link because he didn't really play for them. He was on the books, but he didn't really play for United, so I don't think there's that hate for him from my side. In terms of who else, mate, I'll be honest, I don't know who's on the market, who's similar, Premier League experience and is a decent keeper. Fraser Forster's obviously. Who, lad?
Pepe Reina.
Oh, yeah, I'd love Pepe back, lad, yeah, that'd be a shout. He suits our style of play.
You've got to think as well, though, who's going to come in and sit third choice, guaranteed 0 games a season?
Pepe Reina, end of his career.
I mean,
yeah, if Reina was happy too, lad, that's an absolute shout.
But is he at the end of his season? When he been playing for Napoli recently, or whoever he joined, when he was at AC Milan, when he was at Napoli, he was their starting keeper pretty much the whole time.
He starts
He's at Lazio now, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he starts anymore. Because they've lost Spina, haven't they?
I swear he went over. He overtook him as well. I'm having a look now.
But that just shows how good he is, and I think if someone like Pepe Reina comes back, then he's seen his career. He's not going to play. He's back around the club. He's a massive personality as well. He's an absolute
yeah. So he's a huge one, isn't he?
I'd rather him than Ben Foster, to be honest with you. Pepe Reina's won stuff.
So it'd be good for Peter Luger as well, wouldn't it? To have Reina and him been round World Cup winner, European Euro winner, should I say? Yeah, it would be bossed out, lads. I'm all over that.
I've just had a look. He's played 17 games for Lazio this season. He's definitely a backup, but 15 appearances in the Serie A. So, he's by no means done with his career. Yeah, he's 39 at the moment, so he's definitely coming to his end of it. But I wouldn't say no, but I just don't know if Reina will come in and do it. I think if you give Ben Foster the same as what he's on at Watford now, he'd come in and happily sit third choice.
But with Pepe Reina, I think he'd come in because he has played for Liverpool, and for a number of years he could just come in at the end of his career and just potentially sweep up a Premier League winners medal and a Champions League winners medal in a few seasons here.
Maybe. I definitely wouldn't say no, to be fair. When does his contract run? His contract expires at the end of next season, so we'd have to buy him if he was to come in.
Be buttons though, wouldn't it?
I don't see Liverpool doing that though. I don't see us paying money for anybody who's going to sit third choice. Not a chance.
I think we just trust Peter Lagua, however you say his name.
I'd rather us do that, to be honest. I don't want Kelleher to go out on loan, but I'd prefer it to promote him than get Ben Foster or anyone else, to be honest. I do like the idea of Reina if Kelleher went, because Peter Luger can learn from him, and Reina plays with it at his feet anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you don't lose that. But yeah, I'd rather keep Kelleher, mate. Alisson does pick up injuries for the keeper. I don't know many keepers who pick up the odd little knocks as much as he does, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we're all in agreement. We don't really care who comes in.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.